My name's Mike Auton. I'm the local broker here for the Catamaran Company on the west coast of Florida in St Petersburg. I also operate out at the Fort Lauderdale office, and we sell cats all around the US and all through the Caribbean islands. We're in a municipal marina, and we're here today for a survey on a 2006 Lagoon 423 cabin. A survey is going to be one of the most important steps in a purchase process. It's a very detailed inspection of each and every part of the boat, including your rigging and engines. Most purchase and sale agreements will be subject to a satisfactory survey. So we're here on a 14-year-old Lagoon cat. It's a 3-cabin 420. One of the points I wanted to make here is that this is a relatively old boat, and I think it's important to have realistic expectations going into the survey. No boat is perfect. The surveyor is obviously there to find problems and will find issues with the boat. It's a boat at the end of the day. So when you get your survey report back, it will always show up some problems with it. What you should be focused on is the real fundamentals, the A category items that your surveyor will flag with you. We've got both the buyers on board, which is Joe and Rebecca, the owner, Henry, the surveyor, Noel, the buyer's broker, and myself, who's the selling broker. We're due to take the boat out to Salt Creek Marina, which is about a 30-minute passage from here, to get it hauled out at 11 o'clock this morning. So normally a survey will start at around 8 o'clock in the morning. Ordinarily it would finish around 3:30 to 4 o'clock. That includes an hour when the boat will be hauled out. They normally just hang it in the slings for an hour. The surveyor will look at things like the rudder bearings, the prop shafts. He'll sound the hull for any hollow spots. He'll look for things like osmosis blisters, and we'll be at the yard later and we'll show you exactly what goes on when the boat's hauled. So your surveyor will take oil samples from both the sail drives and the engines. These samples will be sent to a lab for analysis, and you'll normally get those results within a few days. Here you can see him showing the buyers the comparisons between the two samples he's just taken. On this particular Lagoon 420 we've got several electric winches, so he'll check that they're operating correctly. He'll also look at the rope clutches, and you can also see him shining his flashlight into the compass here, just checking that that's working correctly and you've got clarity in the liquid. The surveyor is looking to see what instrumentation is present at the helm station. You'll be checking that everything powers up and is giving accurate readings when we head out on the test sail shortly.
I'm just getting model numbers now. We'll actually run all this stuff during the trial run, just getting what's here.
So here he's looking at the generator. On this particular boat, the generator is set back in the cockpit.
Looks like a new water pump.
They just replaced one of the boards. Henry can tell you exactly what was done.
The Raycors all have what looks like clear fuel. The last time fuel was bought was somewhere not here in the States.
Yes, it was in St. Thomas.
Okay.
Yep.
And any history on the water in the generator pan?
Yeah, we did do a cleaning of the
Heat exchanger?
heat exchanger. Clean that out.
Yeah, we'll run it today and see. Yeah, I see a new water pump, and you say the heat exchanger was serviced, so the the water system was definitely open.
Yeah.
And this generator's had a recent overhaul, so he's noticed that it's had things like a new water pump fitted.
What I'm doing here is looking at the pressure gauge on the propane system. And earlier we pressurized it, and it came up to 70 pounds, and now it's down to 0, so that indicates that it leaked in the system somewhere.
He's also going to inspect inside all the lockers and look at the correct operation of the ice maker or the refrigerator or any other equipment that's present in the cockpit. Moving into the interior, where your surveyor's really got his work cut out because there's just so many things for him to inspect. He will start normally by looking at the galley and all its appliances, so he's going to look at the operation of the stove, water feed from the tanks and the drainage. He will inspect all the fridges and freezers to make sure that they're cooling as they should. Most cats have got several AC units, so he's going to check each one individually to make sure that they're cooling correctly. He's also going to look for signs of corrosion on the units themselves. Moving down into the cabins, he will look at the heads and all the connecting hoses to make sure that everything's good there. He'll also check for leaks coming from the deck fittings. So leaks from deck fittings are relatively common, as are hatches. Here you can see him lifting the cabin boards to inspect correct operation of seacocks. He will look at things like hose clamps to make sure that they're secured correctly. Sea strainers are not clogged, bilge pump float switches operate, and obviously that there are no leaks from any of these lines. He's going to look at your electric panel and all your main wiring junctions.
My name's Henry Hurd, and this is my sailing catamaran Aviana. We are heading in for a survey. We wish to sell Aviana and move on to the next phase in our lives. Fortunately, I have a broker, Mike Auton, who's helped me through the whole process of both purchasing the boat and now, almost 2 years later, selling the boat. And I've appreciated everything that he's done for my wife and I. We've had many great experiences in the last year and a half, including a passage from the Virgin Islands up to Mike's area, and now he's helping us get it into the bay where we'll take it out for a survey.
What we're looking for here is, does water come out for the cooling water, and is there any sheen that shows up like a rainbow in the water? Go ahead with the starboard. The other thing is the amount of smoke or color of smoke that comes out. It's clean.
On every survey, your surveyor will normally insist that the engines are started from cold, and he'll be looking for to make sure that they're pumping water and that it's not emitting any black smoke.
Not uncommon on boat to see. Should be good.
Mike, the maintenance records. Okay.
With you? Okay, that'd be perfect. I can review them before I issue the report.
So here we can see the next US Olympic sailors in training at the local St Petersburg sailing school. This is the same club where our youngest son Max learnt to sail on these little oppies. He later progressed to the 420s and became extremely good at capsizing. Get your kids sailing early in life. It's really good training for them. It's good experience and teaches them lots and lots of different skills.
Mike, did you have a copy, an electronic copy of the registration?
I can get you everything and anything you need. What I don't have in my own files, I can get from our closing. Yeah, that's right. That's where you want to be. Coast Guard station's there. And you're going in this little creek here, right there where your finger is. Yep.
Okay.
That's the Coast Guard station right there where the red roof is.
Noel, I've emailed everything to you just now. Just if there's anything that's not in those documents, just let me know. Right? Kids, British Sailing School, this is how they teach the figure of 8. Make a man's head, strangle him, poke him in the eye, make him skinny. We're right here.
Okay, go ahead and give it 1,000 RPM. All right.
Your surveyor will check the engines at various revs. At all stages, he will be looking for any excessive black or white smoke or possible oil discharge into the water. He'll also be looking at correct temperatures, particularly as we rev into the higher ranges to make sure those engines aren't overheating.
1,500. 20,000. 2,500.
You'll look at things like your belts to make sure that they've been maintained, that they've been changed, that they're tensioned correctly. You'll look for possible oil or fluid leaks. On marine diesel engines, maintenance really is key. If someone's not looked after these engines, when you come to service them, it can become very expensive. So you want to make sure that the owner's kept good records and that he's kept up to date with all the maintenance.
We can do one at a time, we can do both, however you want to do it as a captain. So.
Here we're raising the mainsail and unfurling the head sail. Some surveyors will also go at the mast to check what cannot really be inspected properly from the deck.
Check my depth here. Good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Clutch is released.
Watch your feet on this furling line as it runs out.
Come on back, get back.
Running free.
As the sail gets old, you'll watch the draft stripe, which is that blue line there. Typically, as the head sail ages, draft comes out. A lot of times, OEM would have been incidents. That little, it's like a faceplate. Anything that's flapping, cut it off. And I put the leech line back in, and you have a basically recut up. Another thing they could do where and a little bit of adjustment in cord shape by
If you're showing 12 knots of wind, you're probably at 5, 6, something like that. So I'm pretty close, about half the wind.
So we're out here in about 10 knots of wind. We've got the prospective owner that's just been on the helm here to get a feel for the boat. We're flying both the main and the Genoa. Beautiful day. Here he's checking for hollow spots on the deck and he's running his moisture meter over it at the same time to check for any water intrusion. So we always advise buyers to try and use a surveyor that understands the structure of cats over mono hulls, because the stresses and strains on the structure of a cat are very different to a mono. So things like stress cracks in the gel coat are actually quite normal, and hopefully your surveyor would understand that. Now we're here at the end of the day. Survey is largely complete. What will normally happen is the surveyor will sit down with the buyers and he'll talk through his findings. He'll show them typically A, B and C category items, and the surveyor really is focused on the A category stuff. That's the critical things that he's suggesting needs addressing immediately. For most buyers, whilst you will get a written report, you really find out everything you need to know on the day, and the surveyor will give you that verbally. The written report will back it up, but you rarely learn much more once you get the official paperwork back. If you have any questions about the purchase process, or indeed about taking a large cruising catamaran like this to survey, feel free to give me a call, drop me an email anytime. I love chatting about boats, that's why I'm in this business.